I started taking like history of fashion, learning about how clothes were made and how buying processes work. And it kind of started triggering all these old wood shop classes and things that I was taking in junior high. And I saw that it was architecture, just a different medium. This stuff, you had to see how the physics of the fabric hangs. If the fabric has stretch in it and you put it on its bias, which is a 45-degree angle, does it sink because of the stretch? Or if there's no stretch, how does it drape? How am I gonna lay something smooth over a shoulder? So I started to realize that by the blueprints that you were drawing and the physics of the fabrics, you were creating architecture for a moving body. So instantly I started getting into draping and doing intricate designs and cool shapes. My dad at the time didn't like that I was going to fashion. My family came from powerful attorneys and things like that, and they've got a son that's doing fashion? Like, what's wrong? And then my professor, Dr. Rewitz, who kind of was my mother at school, we'd go upstairs to the third floor to the adult lounge, and she would make little cappuccinos for us, and we'd sit down and we would talk. And what we would talk about had nothing to do with school. It had everything to do with Lagerfeld and Chanel and Poiret and all these different designers that are still around, that you still hear of, that people still aspire to dress in. She was the best. She was one that I could always call on when I was trying to figure out how to do certain drapes, trying to do for certain things. She was the one that she was my fire starter, straight up. It was midterms, and I went into our midterm of Dr. Rewitt's class. An hour and a half, 2 hours later, one of the other professors comes running in bawling, and she ended up passing away in between the class and studio. And for me, it was really hard because she was the one who really raised me in that school. And I remember saying that, I know what I'm supposed to do, I know what I'm meant to do. Without her, I wouldn't have found my way. And I kind of, in the back of my mind, have always dedicated my business to her. So my business officially started in August of 2008, designed the collection, and the State Fair of Texas calls me up and says, would you be willing to design an all-organic, eco-friendly clothing line to be on display in the Botanical Gardens for the opening of the Butterfly Gardens? It'll be on display the entire time in museum cases. We'll have everything displayed, marked and labeled. And I was like, yeah, how are you gonna say no to something like that? Next thing you know, I'm getting a dress a month. I'm doing prom dresses, I'm doing symphony dresses, I'm doing junior league dresses, I'm doing the garden club. So my business just kind of starts. Granted, I'm still working for Whole Earth. I'm still going to school. I'm still trying to figure out life, and I'm just making dresses as a hobby, but getting paid for them. With a business that started without a business plan, without any financial models, nothing. Just dad going, you need to get incorporated. We need to go do this now. Fast forward up to 2010. I got called by a woman to come and try out for a show. And from that's when I got launched onto NBC Fashion Star, and I was on that show with Jessica Simpson and John Barbados. When I started developing me and growing into a designer, I realized everything I actually really wanted was to make custom suiting. It's a coat of armor, it's not a dress. When you throw on a suit, you tie up that tie, you push in that dimple, you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, I am ready to go. At whatever it is, a wedding, a trial, going to present a board meeting discussion, or me just coming to work, it's like, I am ready to go. So I always say Austin kind of chose me. This city respects what I do. Here, it's more playful. It's athletes, it's young business professionals, it's people that just want to look good. So this city gives me everything. I want to be known in this town as one of the great tailors that came from Austin. I want to leave a legacy of a tailor shop that is known to people in Texas to come for true tailored goods. What matters is to me the feeling you leave when you leave my office and put on that suit and just feel the coat of armor and you're just like, I'm ready to take on the world. That's why I do what I do.